The actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin were among the 50 people indicted in Mark as part of the college admissions scandal, in which parents are accused of paying up to $6 million to guarantee their children's spots at elite universities. But a month later, they're looking at very different futures. Huffman is facing less than a year in prison, while Loughlin is facing up to a 40-year sentence. The difference comes down to their plea decisions. Huffman pleaded guilty, while Loughlin pleaded not guilty. The actresses are also accused of investing vastly different amounts of money in the scheme, $15,000 for Huffman and $500,000 for Loughlin. Huffman is accused of paying the scheme's ringleader, Rick Singer, to have eldest daughters at score falsified so she could get into top colleges. An affidavit said that Huffman arranged for her daughter to take the SAT at the West Hollywood Test Center, where her answers were later corrected, and that Huffman disguised the $15,000 as a charitable donation for disadvantaged young people. The court document said Huffman had also arranged for her youngest daughter to be part of the scheme but later decided against it. Huffman was among 13 parents who pleaded guilty in the scheme 2 weeks ago. She pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud. A plea agreement indicated that Huffman's sentence recommendation included $20,000 fine and a year of supervised release. Prosecutors plan to seek a sentence of 4 to 10 months, a law enforcement source told CNN. Huffman is set to appear in court on May 21 for a sentencing hearing. Loughlin and her husband, Mossimo Giannulli, are accused of paying Singer $500,000 to guarantee their daughters, Isabella and Olivia, admission to the University of Southern California. The affidavit said Giannulli and Loughlin used bribes to facilitate Isabella's admission to USC by having her pose as a recruited Ku Klux swine, though she had never participated in the sport. As part of the scheme, Giannulli sent Singer a photo of Isabella on a rowing machine, the court document said. Giannulli and Loughlin repeated the scheme for Olivia, the court document said. Loughlin and Giannulli were charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud, and they were among several parents later charged with conspiracy to commit money laundering. Loughlin and Giannulli pleaded not guilty earlier this week and now face up to 20 years in prison for each charge, for a maximum sentence of 40 years. While Loughlin has not publicly addressed the allegations against her and her husband, insiders close to the Fuller House actress have told multiple news agencies that she did not take the charges seriously at first. Prosecutors plan to seek a sentence of 4 to 10 months jail time for actress Felicity Huffman for her role in the college admissions scandal, a law enforcement source with knowledge of the investigation said. Huffman was among 13 parents who agreed to plead guilty last week to a charge of conspiracy to commit fraud. A total of 33 parents, including the Desperate Housewives star, have been accused of using their wealth to cheat on standardized tests for their children and bribe college administrators and coaches who had clout when it came to admissions. Prosecutors' decision to seek 4 to 10 months had nothing to do with Huffman's public apology, the source said. A plea agreement indicated that prosecutors were going to recommend incarceration at the low end of the sentencing range, $20,000 fine and 12 months of supervised release. Prosecutors had recommended a range of sentences for Huffman and those pleading guilty, from 12 to 18 months. In addition to lower sentencing, prosecutors will not bring further charges, the plea agreement said. Ultimately, a federal judge will have the final say on Huffman's sentence. Huffman is due back in court on May 21 for a sentencing hearing. Huffman has agreed to plead guilty to paying $15,000 to a fake charity associated with Rick Singer to facilitate cheating for her daughter on the SATs. Singer ran a college pre-business, and helped wealthy parents cheat on standardized tests for their children. He also bribed college coaches to designate children falsely as recruited athletes. But in their path to admission, a criminal complaint says. Huffman and Singer exchanged emails about how to get extra time on her daughter's SAT, the complaint says. They arranged for Huffman's daughter to take the SAT location controlled by an administrator bribed by Singer, the complaint says. The daughter got a score of 1420 out of a maximum 1600 on the SAT, about 400 points over her preliminary SAT exam a year earlier. Last week, the actress issued an apology and took responsibility for her actions, saying her daughter was not aware of the payment. She said she had betrayed her daughter and wouldn't make any excuses for breaking the law. I am in full acceptance of my guilt, and with deep regret and shame over what I have done. And will accept the consequences that stem from those actions, she said in a statement. I am ashamed of the pain I have caused my daughter, my family, my friends, my colleagues and the educational community. I want to apologize to them and, especially, I want to apologize to the students who work hard every day to get into college, and to their parents who make tremendous sacrifices to support their children and do so honestly. Scandal has affected Huffman's career. The release of a Netflix comedy film starring Huffman, set to hit the streaming platform next week, has been postponed. Other about the mothers who moved from the suburbs to New York so they can reconnect with their children, was set to premiere on Netflix on April 26. The news of film's pushback came a day after the American crime actress entered their plea.